1, 2, test 1, 2. Coming in on 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that hot? Yeah. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 1, 2. You getting that? Cool. You guys okay? Cool. You good? Cool. Thank you guys. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. You good, man? Cool. Thank you. Cheers, lads.
No problem. Is everybody else on mic? You gotta be careful on these things right here. Is it? Here, sit here. You okay? Okay, I want to welcome everybody today and also thank you for your patience. A lot of logistics with a number of athletes in the room. It's a little bit of an exciting day for all of us. I wanted to introduce our newest draftees and additions to the Philadelphia 76ers family. To my right, Anžis Pasečniks. I've been working on that. Comes to us in the draft last night with the 25th pick. And as I told everyone last night, we're very excited and thrilled about having a 5 prospect, someone that can add something to the mix in the future. We're looking at Anžis as a potentially very a piece that's going to fit with what we're doing and how we're building this basketball team. And to my right, Markelle Fultz, the #1 pick in the NBA draft last night. Thrilled to have the opportunity to pick and select him at #1. Considerable commitment on our part to move up to #1 to make that happen, but felt it was completely worth the investment and the opportunity that presented itself. Jonah Bolden is coming to us, playing most recently in Serbia, Australian born. Had a chance to spend a little bit of time watching him play this year, got excited, selected Jonah with the 36th pick last night. Excited to have him on the board. And then Matthias Lesort, who has been playing in Nanterre, just outside of Paris, born in Martinique, and another big prospect for us as we move forward. It was an exciting night, a lot of activity in the second round in particular. We were holding 4 picks. You'll notice a couple of those players that we selected are not here today. There's been some movement and discussion about their draft situation and draft rights, so that's subject to a further discussion at a later date. We'll get back to you when dust settles on all of that. But today we're here to talk about the future, and there's a significant part of the future here in front of us. Last year at this time, we were introducing Ben Simmons as the #1 pick, and for us to be in a position to do that again today, it's somewhat unprecedented, and thrilled once again to have Markelle here. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, just introduce each one and then let them say a few words, and then we'll get into questions and answers, okay? Markelle, do you want to say anything? Opening comments to the media?
I just want to say this is truly an honor to come here. I mean, I've been through a lot growing up, and I'm just looking forward to coming to the city and giving it my all. So.
Okay. Anžis.
Like for me, like for the Latvian to be here, it feels very nice. So I hope I'm gonna bring my Latvian game soon to the city, and I'm very excited about it. I'm waiting for that.
Jonah?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to the organization of Philadelphia for believing in me. In this exciting time. I'm very excited for the future.
Yes?
I just feeling blessed to be here, excited for the future, and I hope some great things gonna happen.
So let's open it up for questions. Feel free to ask anybody anything, but go ahead.
Just a day after the draft, how does it feel for all of you guys to be sitting here up on stage together under these banners and just in what can be your new home?
For me, it's excitement, really. Just to have this dream as a kid growing up, and now that it actually came true, and I'm with these guys, and I'm pretty sure we all got the same goal to turn this program around and organization, so I'm just excited.
I had the same smile like already 10 hours after I get drafted, so I'm still enjoying the moment. I'm sitting here happy now.
Yeah, for me, it's just a blessing, you know, where I come from. I've always had a dream, and just turning my dream to a reality for me is just a blessing.
Today it's just a dream come true right now. Be able to sit here in front of media in this organization, and I'm just keep dreaming right now.
Markelle, is there a sense of comfort, maybe relief, knowing that you'll start your career, hopefully remain here, so close to home where you grew up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being close to home, I'm big on family, so being as though my family's so close, it makes it feel even better. They were going to come with me, but now that we're close, I mean, maybe we can go visit home and stuff like that, so it's definitely a little bit of comfort.
Markelle, what did you do last night to celebrate?
I got some sleep. Yeah, so that was my celebration. Packed my bags and got some sleep.
I also have this the same question for Andres. What did you do last night? Did you search Wikipedia for Philadelphia Sixers, went to sleep, or celebrated?
No, I just went to the bed and was watching to the wall for 4 hours, so I couldn't sleep all night because I got this smile on my face.
Okay. Markelle, how you doing? Can you talk about playing with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and how everything will fit together for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. I think the way that everybody, I mean, the whole team, but just playing with those guys that got great talent, they're young, and it's just time to tell, really. I'm just willing to come in and work as hard as I can, and everything else is going to pay off, so.
Hey, Jonah, tell us about the Serbian League. How was your experience playing over there last year?
Yeah, my experience was great. Coming from UCLA, my first year going professionally, it was a big difference. European style of play, coming from American style of play to Europe was also a big difference in the physicality. The speed of the game kind of slowed down. IQ level was a lot higher, and there was an adjustment phase, and I got through that. And once I got through that, it was kind of a smooth ride. We did go through 3 different coaches. But they were very welcoming, and all my teammates were, hospitable and real good.
Andres, how'd you end up in Spain? Are you following the footsteps of another Latvian prospect?
Actually, I just checked the photos of the Gran Canaria on the Google, and that's the place where I want to play. And at that moment, they had a great coach who was a coach of Porzingis, so. Like he's good for the young guys, so that's why we went after the Riga to the Gran Canaria, and I was playing there and improving. So thanks to them.
Matthias, describe your game for us, for the fans.
I'm a energizer. I got a high motor. I put everything I have on the court, and that's my strength. That's why I try to bring to Philly some energy, some enthusiasm. And that's what I do.
Markelle, when it comes to people comparing you to James Harden, what comes through in your mind? What do you see in your game? And what's kind of like the peak for you? What do you see yourself becoming?
First of all, it's an honor to be compared to James Harden. So, I look at it as good. And then seeing myself in the future, my goal is to be the best to ever play. So, that's my goal, just working hard every day to become that. And just taking that, wherever that takes me, that's my goal.
Okay, this is for the international guys. I know you guys all come from different countries, but when you see in this draft class that 3 of you guys are international, and you look at the Sixers makeup with a bunch of international players, does it make it more comfortable for you guys to come in here and fit in?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's always comfortable, having someone with you that, kind of went down the same road or is on the same track as you. So for me personally, it's definitely, a comfortability factor there.
Yeah, we know that this organization trusts foreign guys, so you feel more comfortable like that. I know Timothy. We play together. We play against each other. We grew up playing against each other, so definitely make me feel way more comfortable.
I mean, of course, it's nice when you have Europeans in the team, but playing in Europe, you get used to play with Americans, so that's almost the same thing.
Brian, I think you said last night that Jonah has a 2-year contract overseas. What do you see as the plan for how long you'll get Jonah over here? And for Jonah, can you talk about your relationship with Ben Simmons and if you've talked to him and what he's told you about playing in Philly?
Yeah, I'll just address all of the international draftees are subject to contracts with their clubs and certain buyout language, and those discussions will be, had with their agents and representatives as time allows and time suggests. Some of those clauses would suggest that they would not be coming immediately, but everything's up for discussion and debate as we build this roster.
So as far as my relationship with Ben goes, I was born in Melbourne. I grew up in Sydney, but I grew up going against Ben as a youngster. He left early for high school to America. I was still in Australia at the time. I later came over for high school. We rekindled our relationship. Started talking again. But I saw him this morning. He's excited. He said, you're gonna love it here. He loves it here, and he's really excited for what's to come.
Markelle, with your ability to score and get to the basket and that sort of thing, where do you see your role here with the Sixers? Is it going to be at the point guard? Is it going to be at the 2, or does it matter? I mean, what are your thoughts on playing in the backcourt?
Yeah, first of all, like we talked about a little bit, just doing whatever we need to do to win. I mean, sometimes I'm going to be on the ball, sometimes off, and pretty much just flipping it up. I mean, you see it now in the NBA. I mean, everybody has different people bringing up the ball, and it's just what you got to do to win, and that's what I'm capable of doing. So.
Brian, can you talk a little bit about how Markelle is going to fit into the lineup and fit into the team as far as his character and his style of play?
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the makeup of our team, we're starting with a very young, talented core of players. How coach ultimately mixes and matches those pieces, it's going to be up to him. But we're on the same page with regard to the style of play and the identity that we want to have. We're going to run the ball at pace. We're going to shoot the ball with the spacing the floor, and we're going to defend. It's going to be a group of players that are interchangeable, versatile. We've got a lot of facilitators. I think, Markelle and Ben together is a dynamic backcourt. The two of them together, can make players on the floor better. I think that when you've got a pass-first facilitator like Ben, you're going to look for people that can score the basketball around him. That's this guy right here. He can score in a variety of ways. We're going to be a fun, energetic, entertaining team, but we're going to do it on both ends of the floor. It's going to be both defense and offense. And again, how coach decides, what that starting lineup looks like and, who's going to play what positions. I don't want to get caught up on numbers. It's more about guards, wings, bigs, and how we put them out there on the floor and how they complement each other.
Markelle, how do you respond to critics about your defensive game?
I mean, anybody that knows me and anybody that really watches the game knows that I play defense. I mean, it's effort. I mean, at points of the game, I do get blown by and maybe get backdoored and stuff like that, but my effort is always there. I block shots. I mean, I play defense, and people that really study the game know I play defense. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me when people say that.
He's also a guy that when he gets blown by, he can recover and block the shot at the rim. So I've seen him do that many times, right?
Brian, earlier today, down here, earlier today you talked about the plans for Markelle Fultz being integrated into this team. I just want to make sure I understood you right. The plan is to have no minutes restrictions on the other guys, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and to go full bore with everybody on the roster, fully healthy and intact, and no minutes restrictions, no load management or any of that stuff. Is that correct?
If that's what the training, medical, and performance staff tells us, then that's going to be the case. I think both Ben and Joel are on course for recovery. I'd throw Robert Covington into that mix too, who's overcoming a surgery in, I believe it was in May. But the bottom line is we anticipate a full, healthy roster, and we're going to Summer League, and we're going to try to see as many of the young players, how they're developing and what their health status is. But yeah, opening training camp, we look to have a full roster. And once again, if the health, medical, and performance staff tells us that we're ready to go, we'll go.
So no discussions about Embiid not playing back-to-backs this season or anything like that?
There really hasn't been, but he's a unique individual in a lot of ways. Size, strength, power, and he plays with reckless abandon, and some of that has got to be controlled. And at some stage, guys fatigue and they need to come out, and there will be times where players need rest. But we'll let the medical staff and our performance staff try to guide us on those decisions. We want these guys to maintain and sustain their health for a long career, not just that particular game.
I have a question for regarding Andres. Are you going to play next season Gran Canaria, or are you coming here to play?
Oh, I don't know at the moment. So I had 2 more years in the contract with Gran Canaria, so we'll discuss now, talk about all those things. So I can't answer this question at the moment.
Anybody else? Yep.
So Brian, Philadelphia is a city that's sort of impatient when it comes to championships and winning championships. And Philadelphia 76ers have had a difficult road thus far in recent history.
It's been a while.
Yes, sir. So what can you offer the fans as a sort of solace that you're committed to winning a championship in the near future? And by near future, I mean the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years.
Well, I would tell you that everything that we are doing with respect to making decisions toward building this team, this roster, and creating and establishing a culture for this organization and drafting young men, the likes of the individual sitting next to me, and the decisions that we're making with respect to contracts and extensions and free agent moves and trades, everything is designed with a championship in mind. But it's about building it and building it the right way and doing it organically. And we want to look at this group. We've got a young core of talent that we feel is very capable of becoming that group, but it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. You develop continuity, you develop players, and you develop skill sets. They have to play together. But when you talk about some of the pieces that we have, and I don't want to leave out any names, so I'll say none, we've got pieces that look like and feel like they are going to fit together and be the basis of that championship DNA, if you will, for a club. So we're going to build it, we're going to grow it, we're going to continue to do the right things, make the right decisions, and work our tails off to make sure it happens.
Who of this group will be playing in Summer League? Brian, your favorite?
I'll jump in. Again, the international players are all subject to agreements with their clubs. That can be a little bit tricky with respect to getting authorization or permission to do so. We're going to have those discussions and negotiations further, but it's anticipated that Markelle will play. We're going to be in Utah and Las Vegas in the next month, and there's other things that need to be worked out first and foremost in terms of protecting Markelle contractually and otherwise. So I think that no different than Ben last year, we took care of our business first before he took the floor.
I have one more question to Andres. You are coming from a small country, only 2 million people. What does it mean to be in NBA for you as a Latvian and for the whole Latvian nation?
I mean, it's something big for the Latvia as a country. I'm the 3rd guy in the league now, so it feels nice because not a lot of people get in the NBA, especially from Latvia. So I'm a little bit proud of myself. and I'm proud of Latvia.
Anybody else? Okay, all of the players are going to be available for individual interviews. I think Markelle's got to run off and do one piece first, but want to thank you all again for being here. Thanks for your patience today, and go Sixers. Thanks.